Chosen one. You did not arrive at this moment by chance. The chosen one is never guided by coincidence but by divine appointment. Long before your eyes found these words, heaven had already written this moment into the tapestry of eternity. What feels like a quiet arrival is in truth the unfolding of a decree issued from the throne of God and delivered straight into your spirit. The angels were dispatched long before now. They have walked beside you in silence, preparing your heart, shielding your steps, and whispering reminders when you nearly forgot you are the chosen one. You have been marked by fire, preserved in isolation, and refined through delay, not because you were forgotten, but because you were being prepared. Your tears were never wasted. Your cries in the night did not echo into emptiness. Heaven heard everyone. And now, as you stand on the edge of a sacred shift, the voice of the Almighty speaks not with noise, but with clarity. Now is your time. Rise, chosen one. Not everyone hears this call. Not everyone is appointed to carry such weight. But you were not made for ordinary things. You are not common. You were set apart. What you endured in secret, God is now ready to honor in the open. This is not a gentle encouragement. It is a divine summons, a holy activation. You are not entering a season of waiting. You are stepping into a season of movement. And when the King of Heaven speaks, no power in hell, no delay in man, and no fear within you can stop what has already been sealed with the breath of God. Chosen one, heaven does not operate by randomness. Every detail in your life has been delicately aligned, including this: a soul has been appointed to your path. This is not a fantasy, not a wishful thought, but a spiritual truth already unfolding in the unseen realm. This person is not coming by accident. They have been prepared just as you have. Their soul carries a resonance that echoes within your own. Though your eyes may not have met, your spirits have already exchanged a knowing. You may have felt it in a dream, a still moment of prayer, or an unexplained stirring in your spirit. That was not imagination. It was recognition. This individual is younger in age but seasoned in spirit. The angels say clearly, do not let the world's timeline cloud your discernment. Maturity in the kingdom is not marked by numbers, but by obedience, refinement, and readiness. And this one, this appointed soul, has walked through their own fire. They too have cried out to God. They too have asked, "Where is the one you promised me?" Their question mirrored your own. They are not arriving empty. This person has been entrusted with great provision, not only in finances, but in wisdom, clarity, and purpose. Yes, the material blessing is real, but far more sacred is their wealth in character, their capacity to love from a place of healing, and their commitment to honor what is holy. The angels want you to know you are not being sent someone to rescue or fix. You are being aligned with someone who has been refined and positioned just like you for kingdom partnership. This union is not built on convenience or compatibility. It is built on covenant and calling, and that is why you felt the weight of this moment. Your spirit has long anticipated it. Your prayers have watered the soil, and now heaven is bringing forth the fruit. As C.S. Lewis wrote in The Four Loves, friendship is born at that moment when one person says to another, "What, you too? I thought I was the only one." This truth captures the sacred recognition awaiting you. The divine union forming will spark a holy you too moment, where your spirits align in shared calling, confirming heaven's covenantal design for your lives. Do not mistake the stillness for inaction. Things have been moving in the spirit. The coordinates of your lives are converging. The two paths are being drawn into one by the divine hand of God. As their heart awakens, so does yours. As they prepare, so do you. And when the time comes, the appointed time, you will recognize them not by appearance but by peace, not by charm but by presence, not by force but by spiritual familiarity. This is not a surface connection. This is a remembering. When they come, your soul will say, "There you are, chosen one." Heaven never acts without warning. Before every divine unveiling, there are signs subtle, sacred, and consistent, and you, being spiritually attuned, have already begun to notice them. Perhaps you've seen repeated numbers, 111, 818 appearing again and again, as if the fabric of time itself is trying to get your attention. These are not coincidences. They are divine timestamps, heaven's way of saying, pay attention. Something sacred is drawing near. Perhaps your spirit has felt unusual. Shifts an unexplainable stillness, a surge of joy, or even a sudden calmness during prayer. You've walked into rooms and felt a presence, heard a song at just the right moment, or sensed a name rise in your heart without cause. These are the whispers of the unseen. These are heavenly preparations. As this appointed soul draws closer, your spirit is already responding. You may find yourself thinking about love again, not the love that wounded, but the kind that restores. Not the kind that begged to be chosen, but the kind that was chosen by God. This is not nostalgia. It is spiritual alignment. The veil is thinning. What once seemed far off is now within reach. Heaven is pulling back the curtain. Not all at once, but just enough for your faith to be activated. The signs are not meant to overwhelm you. They are meant to confirm what your spirit already knows. And so, when you see the numbers, when the wind feels different, when a phrase in a conversation echoes louder than it should pause, don't rush past it. These are not small things. They are breadcrumbs from the throne room leading you toward divine fulfillment. Chosen one, this is the time to be still and discerning. Heaven is not silent. The realm of angels is actively speaking to you. And if you lean in, if you remain sensitive, you will continue to recognize the rhythm of God guiding your every step. The signs have already begun, and what they are pointing to is coming. Chosen one, you have cried over things heaven never intended you to keep. You've mourned losses that felt permanent, but in truth, they were only temporary alignments, serving a greater preparation. And now the Lord your God speaks gently yet firmly over your spirit. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? This is not a return to what hurt you. This is not pain revisited in a different form. This is not a test to see if you still bleed. No, this is something entirely new, holy, deliberate, and designed to restore you in places where even you forgot you were broken. C.S. Lewis, in Letters to Malcolm Chiefly on Prayer, wrote, "We may ignore, but we can nowhere evade the presence of God. The world is crowded with him. He walks everywhere, incognito." This insight affirms the divine orchestration of your new season. The restoration you sense is God's inescapable presence working incognito to align this covenantal union, healing wounds you thought permanent. For so long you have carried the mantle of survival. You have learned how to multiply lack into sufficiency, how to build peace in storms, and how to stand while everything around you trembled. You made it look easy, but God saw the weight. He recorded the silent prayers whispered in the dark, the nights you gave, even when empty, the strength you summoned when no one saw you falling apart on the inside. None of it was wasted. None of it was missed. And now the season is shifting. Not because you earned it by striving, but because you remained faithful in the fire. The one who is coming, this soul appointed to your life, is not simply a companion. They are an answer, not to your loneliness, but to your calling. They carry with them a wealth that is far deeper than money. Though financial provision is part of the blessing, they bring healing, safety, clarity, and alignment. Their presence will not demand performance. It will create rest. And in their love, you will find a place not just to flourish, but to exhale. You were never meant to carry the burden alone. The days of isolation are ending. Psalm 68:6 says God sets the lonely in families, and he is doing just that. This relationship will not just feel like romance. It will feel like home, like belonging, like covering. It will be your sanctuary and your launching pad, a sacred space where love and legacy walk hand in hand. So lay down every fear that says you've missed your moment. Surrender every whisper that questions whether you're too old, too scarred, too late. The timing is divine. The orchestration is holy. Heaven was never behind. It was simply preparing what was too great to arrive before its appointed time. This is not a second chance, dressed in borrowed robes. This is a brand new thing, commissioned by God, wrapped in His timing and coming to pass now. You don't have to strive for it. You only have to perceive it. And if your heart is still enough, you will hear the Spirit whisper, "It has already begun." Chosen one. The fears you've quietly carried, the doubts about your appearance, your age, your history, are not held against you in heaven's equation. Those worries, though they have echoed in your thoughts, are not echoed in the courts of heaven. God does not measure worthiness by the metrics of man. The one who formed you in secret sees no disqualification in what the world calls limitation. You are not late. You are not lacking. You are not too much. You are exactly as heaven intended for this hour, for this alignment, for this divine connection. The one who is coming will see you not just the version you present to others, but the real whole hidden you. They will not be distracted by what others may label or misunderstand. Their spirit will recognize yours. Their discernment will bypass the exterior and go straight to the anointing within you. They will not come to fix you, for you are not broken. They will come to honor the strength it took for you to stand, the faith it took for you to wait, the beauty that bloomed in you while no one was watching. They will not compare you to another. They will not shrink you down. In their eyes, your process will not be too much. It will be sacred, because they too have been through fire. They have been shaped in silence. Their journey, though different, has been equally deep. And when you meet, you will not feel judged. You will feel understood. There will be no striving to prove, no pretending to impress. Only the ease of two spirits aligned by obedience, not appearance. There have been nights, countless lonely nights, when you asked God if someone could truly love all of you. Not just your strength, but your softness. Not just your wisdom, but your wounds. And heaven answers now, yes, absolutely yes, because what is being sent to you is not a response to your past, but a reward for your perseverance. This person has eyes trained by God to see beyond the veil, to recognize what the world has overlooked, and to call forth what God has planted deep within you. So release every lingering lie. Let go of the self-protection that once served you in seasons of survival. You are not entering a battlefield. You are being welcomed into a sanctuary. You do not need to hide your scars. They are proof of your victory. You are not too late to be loved, as God intended. In fact, you are right on time. For such a love as this, for such a purpose as now, let your heart breathe in that truth. You are not just lovable, you are chosen to be loved in a way that reflects heaven's heart. And the one who is coming will not fear your depth. They will cherish it. Chosen one, this connection is not merely about companionship. It is not simply the answer to longing or the end of loneliness. This is deeper. This is divine. This is a union forged in the fires of purpose, designed not only to bless you, but to advance the kingdom of God through your lives, joined as one. What heaven is bringing together is not just a relationship, it is an assignment. It is a joining of callings, a merging of mantles, a covenant that carries weight in the spirit realm. This is why the warfare has been so intense. The battles you faced were not random. The delays, the rejections, the betrayals, they were targeted because the enemy feared what would be born through your alignment. This union is dangerous to darkness. Together you will uproot lies, establish truth, birth vision, build refuge. Ministries will emerge. Movements will begin. People will find healing simply by witnessing the way you love, with purity, with reverence, with spiritual power. The love between you will become a living testimony, not a performance, not a highlight reel, but a sacred model of what heaven intended when it created man and woman for purpose. Matthew 6:33 declares, But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. That is what you've been doing. You were not merely seeking affection, you were seeking alignment. You wanted more than surface, you asked for substance. And now heaven is responding to that depth with a connection that is equally deep. But with such purpose comes responsibility. Not everyone will celebrate your union. There are those who preferred you broken, who benefited from your silence, who felt empowered by your delay. Do not be surprised when opposition rises even from unexpected places. This is not cause for fear, it is confirmation. Psalm 23. 5 promises you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. God is not hiding this. He is displaying it. And what he displays, he defends. So walk with wisdom. Guard this gift. Protect what is still forming. Share little. Pray much. Your greatest battles in this season will not be with people, but in the Spirit. Ephesians 6:12 reminds you that your struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, and spiritual wickedness in high places. This is why discernment is your armor, and peace is your compass. You are not being given this love for comfort alone. You are being entrusted with it for impact, for generational change, for the fulfillment of destiny on both your lives. This is why it matters. This is why it has been so fiercely guarded. Chosen one, your love story is not just a blessing. It is a blueprint. It is a strategy from heaven, and it will carry the weight of glory. Chosen one. The breakthrough you've long awaited is not a distant promise. It is already in motion. But before it fully manifests in the natural, heaven is inviting you to activate a weapon more powerful than striving, more precise than pleading gratitude. Not reactive gratitude, proactive gratitude. Praise that precedes the evidence. Thanksgiving that makes way for the miracle. There is power in thanking God, not just after he moves, but while he is still arranging the unseen pieces. This kind of praise is not based on emotion. It is rooted in revelation. It says, I know who my God is, and I trust what he has spoken. When you declare thanks before your eyes see the fulfillment, you are not being naive. You are aligning with the truth that faith sees what sight cannot. C.S. Lewis in the Screwtape Letters wrote, Gratitude looks to the past and love to the present. Fear, avarice, lust and ambition look ahead. This wisdom highlights the power of your proactive gratitude. By thanking God now you anchor your heart in his faithfulness, resisting fear and aligning with the divine love and covenant unfolding in your present, preparing you for the union ahead. The enemy cannot comprehend this kind of posture. He expects weariness. He expects silence. He expects bitterness. But when you lift your voice in worship, when you speak life into what is not yet visible, you release heaven's power into earth's atmosphere. Your praise becomes a hammer that breaks delay. It becomes a signal to the angels that you are ready to receive. So speak it aloud even now. Thank you, Lord, for what is already mine. Thank you for the divine connection that is coming into alignment. Thank you for preparing both hearts, for ordaining our steps, for designing this love as part of your greater purpose. I trust you, I believe you, and I receive it with joy. Let those words rise from your spirit, not as ritual, but as reality. Let your voice echo what your spirit already knows. God is not teasing you with hope. He is training you through faith. Every delay had a purpose. Every silence was filled with divine speech behind the veil. And now, your praise is the final unlocking. You do not need to perform for this blessing. You do not need to chase it, earn it, or manipulate the timing. You need only to posture your heart in holy expectation and let gratitude fill the space where fear once lingered. Chosen one, your thankfulness is not empty. It is prophetic. It is powerful. And it is proof that your spirit is already responding to the shift heaven has declared. Let that gratitude rise now, not because you see the promise, but because you trust the one who made it. This is how miracles are welcomed, not just with faith, but with praise. Chosen one. This love that heaven is preparing for you is not small. It is not fleeting. It was never meant to simply comfort your heart for a season. It was designed to carry generations. This is a legacy union, not a momentary connection. It is not love for the sake of emotion. It is love with inheritance, love with consequence, love with divine weight. What heaven is joining together will stretch far beyond the two of you. This union will reach into future destinies, shaping lives that have yet to be born, influencing circles that have yet to form, and unlocking mantles that would remain dormant without your yes. There are children, spiritual, biological, or both, whose destinies are tied to your obedience now. There are ministries, businesses, and movements that will take root in the soil of this love because it is anchored in God. This is why the process has been so sacred. This is why the wait has felt so long. Not because God was withholding, but because he was preparing something that could not be casually assembled. Legacy cannot be built on impatience. It must be forged through surrender. And you, chosen one, have surrendered well. You have broken cycles. You have renounced patterns that ran through your bloodline. You have done the hidden work, praying when no one saw, healing when no one applauded, choosing purity when it cost you companionship. And now heaven honors your sacrifice with something holy, a partner who does not just hold your hand but walks beside your calling. Proverbs 13, the 22nd of December lays, a good person leaves an inheritance to their children's children's. You are not just building a relationship, you are building an inheritance, an atmosphere, a covering, a name that carries weight not because of fame, but because of faithfulness. This love will not just touch your emotions, it will touch your lineage. And so, as this promise draws near, let your heart expand beyond personal hope. Begin to see with heaven's eyes. This is not just about you being loved, it is about what your love will create, what it will awaken, what it will preserve. This is legacy wrapped in covenant. Chosen one. What's coming will not just feel good, it will do good. It will bear fruit. It will multiply. It will outlive you. Because that is what kingdom love does. It plants roots deep into eternity. Chosen one's silence can deceive the mind into thinking that heaven has forgotten. Delay can whisper lies that you're behind. But hear this clearly. With the full weight of eternity behind it, you are not too late. You are exactly on time. Everything you've walked through, the closed doors, the lonely nights, the slow unfoldings, was not a denial. It was divine choreography. The timeline you thought was broken was actually heaven's protection wrapped in mystery. God was not punishing you. He was preserving you. He was keeping you hidden until both you and the one appointed to your life had been fully prepared. Now the preparation is complete. Now heaven says, move forward without fear. There was never a missed opportunity. What was truly yours never left. It waited. And now it is rising to meet you, fully aligned with your growth, your maturity, and your spiritual stature. What once would have overwhelmed you will now fit you like a mantle. The person who is coming would not have recognized you before, and you would not have recognized them. But now both hearts are ready. Now both lives are aligned. The healing you've endured has reshaped your capacity to love without fear. You no longer reach from emptiness. You no longer search from desperation. You are full, whole, rooted, and it is from this place that the real promise comes. The false connections you once entertained were merely reflections of your own unfinished process. But you are not that person anymore. The one who tolerated less has been replaced by the one who walks in wisdom, in discernment, in quiet authority. So do not shrink back. Do not rehearse old doubts. Do not allow timelines and comparison to pollute the purity of this hour. You are not behind. You are in sync with God's design. You are not watching others pass you by. You are being escorted by angels toward what was written for you all along. Chosen one, take this truth into your spirit. There is nothing random about your journey. The delays had purpose. The silence had instruction. And now the moment is opening. You are not being left behind. You are being launched forward. In God's timing, there is no such thing as late. There is only prepared. And you, beloved, are prepared. Fully, finally, faithfully, chosen one. You are not the only one who has been waiting. While you have been praying, healing, growing in secret, so have they. The soul appointed to your life has also been walking their own path of refinement. They may not know your name yet, may not recognize your face, but something in their spirit has already been stirred by your presence. The same hand that has shaped you has shaped them. The same divine voice that whispered direction to you has whispered to them. In their own quiet way, they have been preparing. They've been closing old doors, shedding old fears, ending attachments that were never meant to endure. They have walked through fire too, not to be perfect for you, but to be ready. Ready to see, ready to honor, ready to build. They've asked God for someone real, someone anointed, someone they can run beside, not someone they must carry, not someone to fix. They've asked for a partner of purpose. And heaven in its wisdom has prepared you as the answer. There were moments when you doubted if anyone like that even existed. Moments when you wondered if the kind of love you longed for was just a holy ache with no fulfillment. But now heaven confirms what your soul has dared to hope. They are real. They are near. They are becoming. The awakening in you has been mirrored in them. Destiny never moves in isolation. It always prepares both ends of the bridge. You are not being sent into something one-sided. This will not be a relationship where only you carry the vision, only you nurture the spirit, only you protect the sacred. They will carry it with you. They will speak life when you grow weary. They will stand guard over your anointing, not as a critic but as a co-laborer. They will not be intimidated by your strength nor careless with your vulnerability. They have been trained by God to recognize your value not in theory but in spirit. So do not fear the unfamiliar. Do not panic if they come in a form or background different than you expected. Destiny often defies preference to fulfill purpose. What matters most is not the packaging, it is the presence. And this person's presence will bring confirmation, not confusion. You will know them by peace. You will know them by the way your soul exhales when they enter the room. Chosen one, take heart while you were becoming. So were they. While you were yielding to the process, so were they. And now, heaven is aligning both stories into one path. What once felt like delay was in truth synchronization. They have been preparing for you, just as you have been preparing for them. Chosen one. When this person enters your life, it will not feel like a beginning. It will feel like a remembering. There will be no need to chase or convince. No need to perform or question. Your soul will recognize them long before your mind fully understands. This is not ordinary love. This is not a product of compatibility charts or surface attraction. This is spiritual alignment that was written long before time began. The world calls it chemistry. Heaven calls it recognition. There will be a deep peace in their presence, not because everything will be easy, but because everything will be true. This is not about perfection, but about divine familiarity. The way they speak will feel like music you've heard before. The way they pray will mirror the language your soul has longed for. It won't be loud. It won't be rushed. It will be quietly undeniable. You will not be confused. You will not feel the need to decipher mixed signals, because when something is God-sent, it carries the mark of clarity. 1 Corinthians 14:33 reminds you God is not the author of confusion but of peace. The presence of this person will echo that peace. Where others brought anxiety, they will bring assurance. Where others made you question your worth, they will quietly affirm it, not with flattery, but with consistency, with presence. You have spent seasons healing from relationships that were based on potential but not purpose. You've known the ache of being admired for what you offer, but not honored for who you are. This will be different. This will not be about how well you perform, but how deeply you are known. This love will not dim your light. It will draw it out. You will recognize them by how your spirit rests, not how your heart races. The excitement will be there, but underneath it will be a holy calm, a sacred stillness, a knowing. It will be the kind of connection that feels like home, not because it is perfect, but because it is real. Song of Solomon 3:4 whispers over you, "Now I have found the one whom my soul loves." This is not poetic fluff. It is spiritual truth. It is the moment your spirit finds its echo in another. It is when heaven's orchestration finally touches earth. So when they come, when you feel the unmistakable peace, the sense of spiritual familiarity, the clarity without chaos, trust it. Don't run. Don't question your readiness. You have been prepared for this, and so have they. This is not just romance. This is soul recognition, chosen one. When the person appointed to your life arrives, they may not look like what you imagined. Their background may be different. Their path may have been unconventional. They may come from a culture, region, or life experience that you would not have chosen on your own. But hear this with clarity. God does not match you according to comfort. He matches you according to purpose. Destiny rarely wears the face of our assumptions. It rarely comes in the packaging. Our preferences create, and yet when it arrives, it always fits spirit to spirit, not image to image. Heaven does not bind you to sameness. It binds you to alignment. So do not be distracted by externals. Look deeper. You will know them not by appearance, but by fruit, by how they carry the presence of God, by how they respond to your vulnerability, by how they protect your peace without needing to control your power. They will not be flashy. They will be intentional. Their presence will not be loud, but it will be unmistakable. In a world obsessed with the surface, this person will carry depth. In a culture that celebrates noise, they will embody stillness. They will listen without rushing, give without demanding, and show up without announcement. And in all of it, they will point you back to God, not pull you away from Him. There will be joy, yes. There will be laughter, ease, even delight in their company. But more than that, there will be mission. They will come with purpose, and they will recognize the calling on your life not as competition, but as complement. They will not be threatened by your anointing. They will be drawn to it because they carry one too. They will not seek to outshine you. They will seek to walk with you, in step, in reverence, in surrender. So release every image built by former hopes. Let go of the checklist you once clung to out of fear and self-protection. God is not interested in delivering you a fantasy. He is delivering you a fulfillment. And it will come in a way that causes your mind to pause, but causes your spirit to leap. Chosen one, heaven is not asking you to lower your standards. It is asking you to expand your perspective. The one being sent to you was formed in obedience, not in your imagination. And when you meet them, you will understand why it took time, why they had to look different, why it could not have been anyone else. This is not what you expected, but it is exactly what was written. Chosen one. This love is not coming to complete you, it's coming to co-labor with you. You have already been made whole in God. This union is not arriving to fill a void. It is being sent to build a vision. It is not merely emotional comfort. It is a spiritual catalyst. You are not being given a partner to carry, nor will you be carried alone. You are being joined to someone who walks with you in rhythm with heaven. Together you will multiply what could never be birthed alone. This is not just about romance. It is about restoration. Not just about desire, but about divine direction. There are wells in your spirit that you have only partially drawn from. You've glimpsed what you're capable of. But what is coming? This union will unlock dimensions in you that have remained dormant until now. You were never meant to walk out your calling in isolation. Yes, you've learned how to survive alone. Yes, you've carried burdens with grace. But now God is sending someone who will shoulder vision with you, not just admire it from afar. They will not merely love your presence. They will support your mission. They will not shrink beneath your fire. They will bring their own. You'll build together. You'll cover one another in prayer and in strength. You'll walk into rooms together and shift atmospheres, not because of who you are alone, but because of the authority you carry as one. Your conversations will spark revelation. Your unity will silence confusion. Your presence together will preach without a pulpit. And yes, there will be rest. There will be joy. There will be moments of quiet laughter, soft mornings, and the sweetness of knowing you are finally seen. But even deeper than the joy will be the clarity. This is what I was waiting for, not just someone to love, but someone to build with. Matthew 18:20 says, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them." And that will be the center of this love, God himself. Not ambition, not ego, not performance, presence, purpose, power. You will build with him, not just for him, and he will inhabit what you create together. Chosen one, do not underestimate what this union will unlock, not just in you, but around you. Communities will be touched, generations will be influenced, and those who witness it will say, "This was God. Only God could have written something so whole." This is not just love. This is activation. This is alignment. This is divine architecture, taking shape on earth through 2 hearts yielded to heaven. Chosen one, the love that is coming to you will not strip you of your identity, it will shield it. It will not ask you to shrink. It will make room for your full stature in God. This is not the kind of relationship that demands silence in exchange for affection, nor is it one that forces you to suppress your discernment in order to feel desired. This will be a love that covers you spiritually, emotionally, and prophetically. You have known what it feels like to be exposed without protection, to give without receiving, to be seen but not truly understood. You have endured moments where your calling was too heavy for shallow hands, where your anointing was too costly for cheap companionship. But those days are behind you. The person God is sending will not just desire you, they will honor what heaven placed upon you. They will cover you in prayer when you're weary. They will guard your name in rooms you're not in. They will speak truth in love, not to control but to uphold. And when your spirit needs rest, they will not exploit that weakness. They will stand watch. You will not have to fight for your dignity in this love. It will be preserved, not negotiated. This is what heaven calls covenant, not convenience. This is what it means to be equally yoked, not just in personality, but in purpose, in purity, in posture before God. This person will know how to handle your vulnerability, not with pity, but with reverence. They will not be impressed by your gifts, and yet indifferent to your soul. They will care for the garden of your heart, not as an observer, but as a committed gardener, tending it with consistency, not just intensity. They will not push you to perform. They will not make you feel too much or not enough. They will recognize that you've been entrusted to them, not owned, not conquered, but entrusted. Their love will not be self-seeking. It will be sacrificial. They will pursue not possession, but partnership. You will be free to be fully yourself, not a version edited, to be tolerated. You won't need to hide your depth or dilute your discernment or dress down your destiny. You won't have to compromise to be held. You will be held and still be holy. You will be loved and still be powerful. You will be covered and still be free. Chosen one, this is the kind of love God designed for you all along, not to test your worth, but to reflect it. Not to make you earn safety, but to offer it. And when it comes, you will feel the shift, not in your body first, but in your spirit. It will feel like restoration, like a home you never built but always longed for. You will not be compromised. You will be kept. Chosen one, the blessing assigned to your life is not something you must run after. You do not have to strive for it. You do not have to manipulate the timing or orchestrate the meeting. What God has authored cannot be stolen, delayed, or redirected. Not when it has your name written upon it in heaven's ink. This blessing is not coming because you earned it. It is coming because you were faithful, because you remained, because you obeyed. There is no need to fear missing it. There is no need to rehearse regrets or panic over windows of opportunity. What heaven has prepared for you has been moving toward you all along. Steadily, silently, strategically, it has been shaped by the same hand that shaped you, and now it is being released in perfect alignment in divine rhythm without you needing to chase it down. This is not a reward for performance. It is the result of surrender. You have waited. You have healed. You have remained hidden when others rushed forward. You have walked with God when the road was lonely. And now, without striving or forcing, the promise is drawing near. You will not have to open every door, knock on every heart, or question every encounter. The door God opens for you will not require you to beg. The person He sends will not require you to prove your value. The blessing will know where to find you because it was made for you. Isaiah 30, the 18th of December, Lares. Blessed are all who wait for Him. And now, the waiting has produced fruit. Your posture has produced favor. You've learned the secret of stillness, and now the harvest is moving toward the field of your obedience. So rest, not in apathy but in trust. Be faithful with what is in your hands. Stay yielded, stay open, stay aligned, and watch as heaven brings what once felt out of reach directly into your life, not by accident, not by effort, but by divine appointment. Chosen one, this blessing was never meant to be chased. It was meant to locate you, and now it is. Chosen one. Just because your natural eyes cannot yet behold it does not mean heaven is not already working. There is motion in the spirit. There are alignments taking place behind the veil. What you've been waiting for is not static, it's alive, and it's moving toward you with divine precision. You may not feel the full weight of it yet. You may still wake up to silence, go about your day without visible change. But in the spirit, things are shifting. Coordinates are aligning. Doors are unlocking. Hearts are softening. What was once out of sync is now moving into perfect harmony, not by your striving but by God's sovereign hand. You may have noticed small signs, sudden moments of clarity, unexpected peace, subtle longings rising in your soul. Perhaps you've had dreams that linger, songs that repeat, or passing thoughts that stir something deep. These are not emotional echoes. They are evidence, echoes of a spiritual reality being released. Your spirit feels it before your mind can explain it because your spirit is eternal and it remembers what your body has not yet encountered. This is the mystery of faith, to hold hope in what is unseen, to believe in what has not yet arrived. 2 Corinthians 5:7 reminds you, for we walk by faith, not by sight. Heaven moves according to faith, not visual proof. And your faith, chosen one, has not gone unnoticed. It has summoned angels. It has torn through delay. It has called what is appointed into motion. So do not be discouraged by stillness. Stillness is not absence. It is sacred preparation. Beneath the surface, waters are parting. Mountains are being moved. Heaven is setting the table in places you cannot yet enter. You don't have to see it to believe it. You only have to stay in alignment with what you already know is true. There is movement. There is momentum. There is motion. And though it may be silent, it is unstoppable. The spiritual realm is not dormant. It is alive with your promise. Chosen one, lift your eyes not to what is seen but to what is promised. You are not waiting in vain. You are waiting in victory. And soon, very soon, what was once invisible will stand before you undeniable. Chosen. One, heaven never demanded your perfection, only your openness. It is not your flawless behavior that unlocks divine appointments, but your yielded heart. God does not move in response to your performance. He moves in response to your surrender. You've spent enough time trying to be enough. You've measured your worth against timelines, expectations, and past wounds. But hear this, you were never meant to earn what was already written. What heaven has for you is not a reward for being perfect. It is an inheritance for being willing to be honest, willing to be still, willing to let go of what almost destroyed you, willing to believe again, even after betrayal, willing to remain tender in a world that tried to harden you. That willingness, that holy openness, is what heaven has seen. That is what has set you apart. The connection that is coming is not looking for a flawless version of you. It's looking for the real you, the you that has been refined through the fire, the you that has learned to trust God even with the scars, the you that doesn't have every answer but is willing to walk with faith anyway. That is who this love is coming for. That is who this promise will meet. The person being sent to your life will not require you to pretend. They will not love a mask. They will love your truth. They will make space for your process, not pressure you to hurry your healing. They will not see your depth as a burden, but as sacred ground. They will see the anointing on your life, not as a threat, but as something to protect and cherish. You do not need to rehearse a version of yourself to be worthy of this love. The only requirement is that you remain open, open to receiving, open to letting go, open to the possibility that God truly is as good as He says, that He knows what you need better than you do, that He's not just redeeming your story, He's writing a better one than you ever imagined. Chosen one, your openness is the key. Your availability to heaven is more powerful than your perfection could ever be. So stay soft, stay present, stay surrender. The love that is coming will not ask you to become anything you are not. It will recognize who you already are, and that, beloved, is enough. Chosen one, you have known what it feels like to carry love that cost you your peace. You have tasted affection that came wrapped in anxiety, companionship that demanded the silencing of your soul. You've been in rooms where your discernment had to whisper, where your calling had to shrink just to be tolerated. But that is not what heaven is sending now. This love will feel like peace, not pressure. It will not rush you. It will not confuse you. It will not require you to abandon yourself in order to be accepted. You will not have to decode their silence or perform to keep their attention. You will not lose sleep wondering if you are too much or not enough. You will simply be, and that will be more than enough. This love will walk beside you, not in front of you or behind you. It will not drag you, nor will it require you to carry what was never yours to hold. It will be a partnership in rhythm with God's Spirit, a steady, holy ease that settles your spirit instead of stirring your insecurity. You will be seen, not just observed, heard, not just tolerated, honored, not handled. There will be no guessing, only knowing, no chaos, only clarity. Because love that comes from God does not violate peace to satisfy desire. It does not manipulate your hope or make you doubt your intuition. It confirms what God has already whispered to your heart. 1 Corinthians 14:33 says, "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace." So when this love enters your life, you will not wonder whether it's real. You will feel it in your spirit. It will calm what others once agitated. It will protect what others once provoked. It will call out the best in you, not by force, but by presence. And when disagreements come, and they will, you will not face manipulation, withdrawal, or emotional games. You will face maturity. You will witness humility. You will grow together, not tear one another down. Conflict will not feel like war. It will become the soil where trust deepens and love expands. Chosen one, this is the love. Heaven is sending not chaotic, not fragile, not performative, but peaceful, intentional, and deeply safe. The kind that lets your soul exhale. The kind that lets your guard down, not because you're careless, but because you finally feel covered. This is not too good to be true. This is exactly what God calls good. And it's coming to you not because you chased it, but because you became someone who could carry it with honor. Chosen one, heaven has watched you closely, not in judgment, but in deep affection. You may not realize it, but the smallest acts of obedience you offered in secret carried tremendous weight in the spirit. Every time you chose to remain kind when bitterness called your name, Every time you forgave in private without apology, every time you prayed through your own pain while others slept, it was all seen, it was all counted, it was all sown. And now the Lord speaks this over you. You have been faithful over little now. I will make you ruler over much. This is not a promotion rooted in ambition. It is an entrustment rooted in character. God is not simply increasing your territory. He is expanding your legacy because you proved that your heart could be trusted in the hidden places. You carried what others dropped. You protected what others exploited. You nurtured what others overlooked. And now, what is being handed to you will match the maturity you cultivated in private. The blessing that's coming isn't just abundant, it's custom fit to your endurance, your humility, your faithfulness. You are not stepping into random increase. You are stepping into measured fulfillment. And yes, there will be more. More peace, more provision, more clarity, more favor. But not just for you. This increase is not designed to terminate on your life. It is designed to flow through it. Your hands will bless others. Your words will restore hope. Your story will become a key that unlocks someone else's prison. You will not just receive more. You will become more. This love that is arriving is part of the more, but it is not the end. It is the beginning of a greater capacity, a higher assignment, a deeper impact. Together, you and your partner will not just enjoy each other, you will edify the world around you. And you will do it not from a place of striving, but from rest. Not from fear, but from fullness. Chosen one, what is coming now is not a surprise to God. It has always been part of the design, but only now is it being released. Because only now are you ready to carry it well. This is the season where what you once whispered in faith becomes visible in favor. You've been faithful over little. Now heaven releases the more. Chosen one, the journey you have walked, the valleys, the betrayals, the waiting, the prayers uttered with trembling hands, none of it will be wasted. God does not write stories for entertainment. He writes them for eternal impact. And yours will not end in silence. It will speak, loudly, boldly, without needing a microphone. What you are stepping into is not just a season of personal fulfillment. It is a season of public testimony. The very areas where you were once mocked, overlooked, or counted out will become the stages where God displays His glory through you. Not as a performance, not for applause, but as evidence of what He can do with a heart that remains yielded. Your love story will not be a fairy tale. It will be a faith tale, a chronicle of healing, of restoration, of timing, so divine, it silences even the most cynical voices. People will see the two of you and feel something stir in their spirit, not jealousy, but hunger. Hunger to know the God who writes with such beauty, such mercy, such accuracy. Because this story wasn't built in a day. It was carved through years. It was prayed into being, fasted over, guarded, refined in secret. And when it unfolds, it will not look flashy. It will look anointed. Every glance between you, every joint decision, every shared purpose will carry the quiet weight of heaven. Without trying, you will preach. Without striving, you will reveal. Without speaking, you will declare the faithfulness of God. Psalm 40, the 3rd of December lares, He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord, and put their trust in Him. This is your portion. Your life will carry melody. Not just music, but meaning. Not just victory, but depth. Not just a happy ending, but a holy continuation. And yes, there will be laughter again. Deep healing belly laughter. There will be joy that feels like sunlight on your face after a long winter. There will be adventure, rest, purpose, and peace. But above all, there will be glory, God's glory, resting upon your union, flowing through your life, witnessed by those who once questioned whether it was even possible. Chosen one, your story is not just being redeemed, it is being anointed to speak. And soon the very chapters you once tried to hide will become the proof that nothing surrendered to God is ever truly lost. Chosen one, You were not just called to receive love. You were called to redeem bloodlines. What God is doing in you and through you is not small. It is not isolated. It reaches far beyond your personal joy. This love is not merely the answer to your longing. It is heaven's strategy to bring closure to cycles that have tormented generations. You are the turning point. You are the first in your family line to say, "This ends with me." The divorce, the abandonment, the poverty, the shame, the trauma no one talked about, the secrets swept under spiritual rugs, the emotional patterns that passed from mother to daughter, father to son, all of it is being confronted in you, and through this divine union, it will be overthrown. This is why the battle has been so fierce. This is why the warfare never seemed to match your current reality. Because the enemy wasn't just fighting you, he was fighting what would be broken through you. He saw the ripple effect. He saw the children who will never taste what you survived. He saw the healed marriages, the restored homes, the rising legacy, and he tried to stop it, but he failed. Deuteronomy 28:2 says, "All these blessings will come on you and accompany you if you obey the Lord your God. And you, chosen one, have obeyed not just in visible ways, but in private battles that no one else saw. And now heaven's blessing is not just following you, it is walking with you. It will enter your home, your marriage, your legacy, and establish a new order. This love will be safe. It will be whole. It will model communication where there was once silence, forgiveness where there was once stone-hearted pride, gentleness where there was once violence. The children, whether born of your body or of your purpose, will flourish under this new standard. They will grow up knowing love that does not withdraw, leadership that does not dominate, and faith that does not control but liberates. You will not be like those before you, and that is not dishonor, it is deliverance. You are not the fruit of your trauma. You are the seed of restoration, and this union is the soil in which that seed will blossom. Chosen one, this love will be the door that future generations walk through in freedom. What once bound your lineage will lose its grip because you said yes, because you endured, because you waited, because you believed there had to be more, and there is. This is not just your blessing. This is your bloodline's release. Chosen one, you've imagined it. You've dreamed it. You've prayed and wept and asked God if it could truly happen for someone like you. And yet, even with all that expectation, what is coming will still leave you breathless. Not because you lacked faith, but because God exceeds it. The blessing that is approaching isn't abstract. It will be tangible. You will feel it in your bones. You will see it in your atmosphere. You will touch it with your hands. This is not a symbolic answer. It is a real one. A person with real arms to hold you, real words that bring clarity, real actions that reflect heaven's heart. And when they arrive, you will know this was not earned. This was not luck. This was love. Undeniable, unexplainable, holy love. It will come quietly, perhaps, humbly, not wrapped in drama, but in peace. But as it unfolds, something deep within you will stand still in reverence. You will realize, God heard me. He remembered me. He saw every tear. He recorded every prayer. And he responded with this. This is the kind of answer that silences doubt. It removes shame. It heals memories you thought you had already dealt with. Not by erasing the past, but by showing you why it could not have happened any other way. The delays, the detours, the denials, they all make sense in the light of this blessing. And when it stands in front of you, you won't have words, you'll have wonder. Ephesians 3:20 says, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine." And what is coming for you will embody that more. More peace than you thought possible. More beauty than you dared believe. More alignment than you believed could exist between two people who were refined by fire, yet preserved by grace. Chosen one, this will not feel like a reward. It will feel like a kiss from heaven. A divine reminder that you are deeply known, deeply loved, and never forgotten. And in that moment you will understand that every second of waiting was preparing your heart to receive something so glorious it could only have been written by God Himself, chosen one in this sacred moment between the unveiling and the fulfillment. Let your voice rise, not in desperation but in declaration. You are not begging heaven to remember you. Heaven already has. You are not pleading to be chosen. You already were. And so now let your heart speak, not with striving but with surrender. Let your spirit pray from a place of alignment, not anxiety. Say it now, with boldness and humility. God, I release the fear. I release the doubt. I release the timeline I created in my own mind. I choose your timing over my expectations. I trust your plan over my assumptions. I open my heart to receive what you have ordained for me. I do not chase it. I welcome it. I do not perform for it. I prepare for it. I align myself with the rhythm of your spirit and rest in the certainty of your voice. Thank you for refining me in secret. Thank you for preserving what is holy and hiding what was sacred. Thank you for not allowing me to settle for shutting the doors I cried over and for preparing something better than I knew how to ask for. I declare that I am ready, not because I am perfect, but because I am surrendered. Not because I have all the answers, but because I finally know who the author is. I receive the love you have written for me. I receive the joy you have stored for me. I receive the alignment, the safety, the purpose, and the peace. I declare that I will not sabotage what is holy. I will not fear what is sent by you. I will walk forward with eyes that see, ears that hear, and a spirit that recognizes what you have anointed. Let this be your posture, chosen one, not of anxiety but of reverence. You do not need to force what is divine. You only need to agree with it. Heaven responds to agreement. Your surrender is your signature on the covenant God already prepared. You are not waiting for the perfect moment. You are walking in it now. And as you pray, as you speak, as you lift your voice in quiet faith, know this: the angels are already moving. The heavens are already aligning, and the one who wrote your story is not revising it. He is revealing it. Let this be your prayer, and let this prayer become your pathway. Chosen one, you have arrived at a sacred threshold. This message was not sent to merely inform you, it came to awaken you. It came to stir the eternal truth within your spirit, and to announce that the season of waiting has shifted into the season of fulfillment. What once felt distant is now approaching. What once seemed delayed is now in motion. And though your eyes may not yet see it, your spirit already knows heaven has spoken. Your instructions now are simple but holy. Stay ready, stay aligned, and stay loved. Stay ready, not with anxiety or urgency, but with expectancy. This readiness is not about watching the clock. It's about keeping your oil full. It's about walking each day as if the promise could appear at any moment, not because you are desperate, but because you are discerning. You no longer wait with striving. You wait with wisdom. You've been prepared in the fire, and now you will recognize what's real without needing to test it by force. The fulfillment may come quietly, humbly, and unexpectedly to the world, but to you, it will feel familiar. Your spirit will whisper, "This is it. This is what we've been waiting for." Stay aligned. This is not the time to lower your standards or revisit former mindsets. Do not let old habits reattach themselves to your progress. Keep walking in clarity, in peace, and in obedience. What is for you will not pull you out of alignment with God. It will pull you deeper into Him. Every decision you make from here on must echo who you are becoming, not who you used to be. Do not shrink to fit into old places. The new thing God is doing requires your full stature. You've grown, you've matured, you've been refined, and now your posture must reflect your readiness. And most of all, stay loved, not as a feeling but as a fact, not as something you earn but as something you return to. You were never required to strive for the love of God. It has always covered you. Let that love be your anchor. Let it protect you from insecurity and fear. You are not walking toward love from the outside. You are walking from love into promise. You are not trying to become worthy. You are already chosen, already set apart, already deeply known by the one who formed you in secret. In the days ahead, you will sense a deeper stillness. There will be quiet moments that carry the weight of destiny. You will feel things align in ways you cannot explain. You will walk into rooms that were prepared for you before you even prayed. And when the divine connection appears, you will not panic, you will not second guess, you will simply know. You will recognize the peace. You will respond to the presence. You will welcome what heaven has prepared with both hands open and a heart that says, I'm ready. Because you are. You are ready. You are aligned. And you are loved with a love that has no end, no shadow, no hesitation. Heaven has spoken. The promise is alive. The blessing is in motion. Now rise, chosen one, and walk forward in stillness, in strength, and in glory. Amen.